77 hours. That's all we have in Norway. In that time, though, we feed reindeer with the Sami, race through snow behind Huskies, chase the northern lights, explore a troll museum, and somehow still manage to find the world's northernmost tiki bar. Welcome to Tromso, where Arctic wilderness, folklore, and a few modern surprises all meet in one unforgettable weekend. We start off with a flight from London to Tromso. That's part of a totally different trip that you can also find on our channel, hopefully soon. And we're already a bit disheveled. Brian has some opinions about me documenting whatever his hair is doing at this point. But I'd like to say that on the other hand, I'm still looking pretty human. We don't have plans to rent a car in Tromso, so we rely exclusively on public transit, tour transit, and our feet. First, we hop a bus from the airport to our hotel. The bus makes a few stops at other hotels along the way, but overall, it's a quick ride to our destination. Here, we hit a minor snag. The hotel room that we booked ends up with a sewer issue, but the booking place does quickly get us rebooked into a nearby spot. Honestly, it might have been an upgrade. The only real downside is the hill we have to climb to get all the way up to the new room. We're traveling with friends for this trip, and our living space for the next 3 nights is totally great for that. It has a nice living area with a full kitchen, a large bathroom with laundry, and 2 separate bedrooms. Next on our list is to get some food. We have about 3 places on our list to check out, but all of them turn out to be closed. So we wander around until we do find an open spot. This place has the most generic name, bread and wine, but it ends up having one of my favorite meals of the trip. I have a lovely soup, and the others check out the steaks and reindeer burger. Norwegians eat a lot of local game, including reindeer. That might surprise some visitors, but since importing what many tourists think of as normal food is very expensive this far north, eating local just makes sense. From there, we head back to the room to get suited up for our late night adventure, Northern Lights viewing. The tour guide picks us up while it's still light, and we head out to a remote area with a lovely view of the water in hopes of getting a good show. We're at the tail end of Northern Lights season here at the end of March, so we know there's a chance that we might not get anything. We get super lucky and are treated to quite a few beautiful displays of the lights, though it's very, very windy, so much so that it blows over my tripod and cracks my phone camera lens. The good news is that Brian has his phone and we have the GoPro as a backup. As we're all getting pretty cold, our tour guide pulls out some hot soup, snacks, and drinks. We warm up a bit, figure the show's probably over for the night, and head back towards civilization and to find some restrooms, complete with more instructions than I think were really necessary for doing my business. We also find the cutest little snowman I have ever seen. It even has hair. Like, look at this little guy. By the end of the day, we've only racked up about 7,500 steps, but mostly because we do a lot of sitting on airplanes, buses, and the van to get to the lights.
We start out with a quick coffee and breakfast before heading over to catch our first bus ride of the day to see the reindeer. The bus takes us on a long route out of town, through some scenic areas by the shore, and we finally arrive at our destination, the Sámi camp. Unfortunately, some folks don't wear the best shoes and slide back down the hill you have to climb to get to the top. So take note, wear proper shoes if you plan on leaving town. After a quick safety briefing, we get to meet and feed some reindeer. As soon as the food buckets are handed out, the reindeer are on the move to find someone who'll feed them. It's a super cool experience to be that close to an entire herd of reindeer. And they want to be right next to you because, frankly, you've got the goodies. We were surprised to learn they were much smaller than we envisioned. An important part of the safety briefing was to avoid getting poked by their antlers. Despite their smaller size, they're incredibly powerful, and you would not want to be on the receiving end of a good prod. Once all the reindeer are fed and happy, it's time for a quick sled ride. The view is gorgeous and is much calmer than we expect our upcoming Husky sled ride to be.
I do want to call out a couple of things about this excursion. The Sami people we meet are so incredibly welcoming, friendly, and happy to share their history. Their journey to the present has not been easy. They have faced discrimination and repression across all the regions that they inhabit. Despite that, they are very welcoming to us tourists and are willing to share their story, their experiences, and a bit of their day with us. It's an experience I'd be happy to repeat. Another important thing to note is the effect climate change is having on the reindeer and the Sámi people in general. The entire reason that the reindeer are being fed at all is that their food sources are more limited now than they were in the past due to rapid freezing and thawing cycles that are locking their usual food under sheets of ice. After all this outdoor time, we're getting a bit chilly, so it's time to head back inside for a snack and to warm up. The snack is, of course, reindeer stew, which feels a bit strange after spending time bonding with the herd. But the Sámi have long practiced sustainable herd management, where some animals are used for food, clothing, and even tools. After joining the larger group and getting the privilege to hear some of their songs and history, it's sadly time to head back to reality in town. This evening, we're aiming for some fancy food. So we hit up Bardis Bistro and Bar, split a couple cocktails, and then try the steaks, fish, and some dessert. For our next stop, we head to the northernmost tiki bar in the world, Misfit. We managed to snag some seats at the counter, and all of our cocktails are lovely, even if they're cold. By the end of the evening, it's well past time for bed, and even with all the reindeer adventures, we still only managed about 7,000 steps.
Saturday morning, we hit the buffet in the hotel we originally booked, just to check it out because it's fast. Sherry checks out the canned mackerel. I promise it's a totally normal breakfast item here. Though our fish-hating friend is not quite convinced. After breakfast, it's time to head out of town on another bus ride to meet the Huskies and go for a sled ride. As soon as we arrive, we're suited up in warm, full-body suits, gloves, and goggles. The dogs know what we're here for and start getting excited as soon as they see us. We get a unique vantage point as the last sled in the caravan. The tour guides teach us how to operate our sled, how to turn, how to stop. It's very important to know how to stop so that you don't let your sled run into the back of the Huskies or run into the sled in front of you if the group slows. All that being said, the Huskies are in charge. They've done this a million times and know exactly what to do and where to go with unbounded energy. They live for this. They're clearly well cared for and absolutely love to run. This is what they're bred and trained for. Sherry, by far, thinks this is the coldest excursion of our trip. Snow most of the way, wind picking up along the path, and those Huskies can move. Each sled has a musher standing on the back, steering and braking, and a passenger sitting up front. I take the back for the entirety of the run, and it is definitely a workout. It isn't really until after the entire run that the dogs are willing to settle down and take a well-deserved break. But no trip out in the cold is complete without some hot chocolate, a meet and greet with one of the dogs, and a chat with the guides about how the professional mushers train for long-distance races. We get super lucky on our way out. One of the Huskies has her puppies out in view. They're ridiculously cute, easily one of the highlights of the day. Once again, it's time to head back to reality. This evening, we grab some fast food and then check out a pub, which has a huge selection considering the size of the town. It's nice to be toasty warm. The final tally of the steps is about 6,500, but I feel that's okay because it was a good workout driving the sled.
We know we have limited time on our last day, so we don't book any adventures. Instead, we sit down for a leisurely breakfast and explore the town since the weather's accommodating. One thing the locals have mentioned is that the seagulls don't squawk, they scream. And that turns out to be on full display today. Our meandering around town led us to the Troll Museum. It has tons of backstories on the lore of trolls in Norway and some fun augmented reality bits too. After exploring the museum, just for some more fun, we decided to step foot into the northernmost McDonald's in the world. And let me tell you, it is nothing like the ones in the States. They have significantly more fish dishes and a whole little side coffee section with sweets. We just grabbed some fries to say we did it. Sadly, other than grabbing a few souvenirs for the folks back home, that's the last of our Norway adventure. We hopped the bus back to the airport and then we're on our way. Our final step count for the day is 8,000, a little better than the last couple of days. If you ever have the chance to visit Tromso, we highly recommend checking out the various adventures like the Northern Lights, Huskies, and Reindeer. It's a great way to see the area, experience the culture, and learn how the people up here in the Arctic Circle live, both now and in the past. For 77 hours in Norway, we pack in more than we ever thought we could, and we leave hoping to make our way back someday.